Shall we begin?
Guess who's cooking? This is what we doing today. We making pizza from scratch, right? I done started off already. I just want y'all to know, in this bowl, I added 3 cups of flour and a cup and a half of Greek yogurt, all right? This is gonna be our pizza dough right here. 2 ingredients, and you can make you a pizza dough from scratch, all right? Plus, you just smell that flavor from that Greek yogurt, and it just manifests itself into that crust. Nice, soft crust, might I add. At this point right here, you can season your crust. Just say you want to put some Italian bread, some Italian seasoning in the crust. You would do it in this stage right here, or whatever flavor seasoning you might want into your crust. Another thing you could do, you could take you some room temperature butter and add it to this, okay? And that'll give you a nice buttery flaky crust. What I'm doing right now is just incorporating all the flour into it, and at the same time kneading, not N-E-E-D, but K-N-E-A-D-I-N-G, kneading. It's a breading process. It's what you do when you get your gluten that's inside of the flour and yeast and stuff activated. Now, using what's called self-rising flour. For y'all beginners out there, I'm doing it this way because it's a simpler process for you, right? Some of y'all got your measuring game up where you can do it the other way, but if not, go get you some self-rising flour, because it already has the right amount of yeast into it. It already has your salt. It already got your sugar added to it to make a dough with. Other than that, you're gonna have to get you warm water, a teaspoon of sugar, salt. Right, gotta go through the fermenting stages where you let your yeast ferment for a minute. So bear with me, y'all. We're using one hand doing this. As you see, all the flour is pretty much incorporating into the dough ball. This is what you want when you get finished. That's a nice, pliable dough. Now what we want to do is take this cloth, cover your dough up, use a nice towel, or either get you some saran wrap, cover that thing up, okay? We're gonna let that sit for 40 minutes to an hour. Let it double up in size a little bit. Y'all. What I didn't show y'all is that took the jerk chicken legs out of the oven. Didn't feel like going outside grilling, so you can see they nice and juicy jerk chicken. In addition to some jerk chicken that I already had. So I'm gonna peel these off the bones, chop that meat up to add to our pizza, along with the other jerk chicken that I already have. Now, you could take this and use your chicken breast, your chicken thighs, chicken butt, whatever part of the chicken you can get and marinate and cut you some meat off of, how your way with it. But this is what I had on location, because like I said, I used my other chicken the other day when I did the tacos, and this is what I had left. Dough is ready. You see that? Nice spongy. Yes, we got 2 nice doughs over here. And we finna, they've been resting for about an hour now. We finna get ready to take them joints. We're gonna roll them out. Got my young assistant, DJ, on deck. So y'all just stay tuned. as we go into the next stage. Oh, and while we at it over here, we got some nice marinara vodka sauce to go on the pizza. Okay. Stay, don't go nowhere. Next step coming up.
What?
We got to it. You hear me? What we're doing right now. I'm chopping up this jerk chicken. As you can see how moist and juicy and tender it is. You have to understand about cooking. With everything chopped up to a pretty much even size, that's called increasing the surface space. Everything is going to cook at the same time. You're not going to have certain parts cooked while other parts still cooking, and then the pieces that's already cooked start to burn because you're waiting on the other portions to cook. So when you cut everything up and make everything even, everything cooks simultaneously. Another little lesson I want to give y'all. Okay, you see how I'm holding this knife? This is a chef's knife. I see people holding knives like this. Okay, incorrect. No control. I see you holding knives like this. The reason you holding it like this and like this is because you don't have the proper knife. And when I say the proper knife, I don't mean that you're not using a chef knife, because you can be using a chef's knife, but you have to pinch along. This is called the spine of the knife. You pinch it and you wrap your other fingers around the back of it like such. And this is how you control your chop, you control the knife. But if you don't have a balanced knife, that's what I mean when I say the wrong knife. You have to get a knife that weighs the right amount of ounces that's conducive to your hand. You don't want some big ass knife when you got little bitty hands, okay? You don't want to have some little knife and you got massive hands like I got. So you have to find the right knife with the right amount of weight to it, okay? Where you could pinch that boy, and that's how you cut. Okay? And you do this. I see people chopping and hacking. You want to go tip, down and push, tip, down and push, tip, down and push. That's how you cut through your meat. Okay? And if your knife is sharp like it need to be, the knife will do all the work. Over here, this is the meat that we're going to be using in our pizza. I'm going to introduce our other jerk meat to that. Right? Because they both been jerked in the same marinade. They just been cooked different. Now that we got our meat, we on to the next stage, which is to go ahead and get ready to roll out one of our pizza doughs and make some pizza. Now we getting into the nitty gritty, okay? One of the first things we're gonna do, we're gonna put us some flour down, right? We're gonna dust our surface. Okay? We're gonna grab us one of these bad boy doughs out of here, right? Cover our other one back up because we don't want it to dry out. But we're gonna get this piece of dough going. Man, if y'all could smell what this thing smell like. Wow. Lightly sprinkle it. Don't put no heavy blobs of flour on your dough. Because for one, your dough done rested, right? So the fact that it done rested means your glutens have settled back down. You put too much flour in it, all you're doing is reactivating your gluten, okay? And then you're gonna end up with a real hard crust, hard dough, okay? You see how I'm using my hand. Came slightly prepared. I forgot to grab hold of my rolling pin. I'm only dusting as I feel stickiness, right? Because we don't want the dough to be sticky. And depending on how thick or thin you want your crust, that's on you. Okay. Here, I'm going for a thin crust. So I'm gonna work this thing. And usually you wanna push from the center out. And because I'm using this camera in one hand, I gotta manipulate the dough the best way I can. So this is what we're gonna do. Y'all done seen the pretty much most part of the process. Let me roll this dough out and I'll be right back. We got our crust rolled out into our extra large pan. You feel me? We done perforated some holes in the bottom with the fork. This is so the steam and heat can come up through them. Cook the dough evenly. Got a nice little non-stick butter on it so the piece don't stick. Or you can take you some cornmeal or some masa, put it at the bottom, and you be all good. We got our oven heated at 450, okay? And we getting ready to pre-do our crust. Now I know some people will just take it flat out, put your sauce and everything on there, and then layer up your meat and cheese and all that and throw it in the oven. Me, I don't do it like that. When I make my crust from scratch, I like to put the crust inside of the oven for about 5 minutes. Let it get a nice little stiffiness to it, cook up a little bit. Then I put all my marinade and my marinara and toppings and stuff onto it, throw it back in there and let it cook. Because we don't have a piece of stone. And all ovens don't heat up and work the same. So you ain't guaranteed, you're not guaranteed to put your pizza in there with the raw dough and your pre-cooked ingredients and at a high temperature like that, depending on your oven, you be burnt the rest of your ingredients, okay? You see, we're gonna open that oven up. We're gonna take our pizza tray. And we're gonna slide them off up in the oven. Dough rolling out, okay? Coming out real lovely, if I may say so myself. Okay, one thing about your dough, you know when you got it just right, because when you're stretching it, it don't draw back up on you.
Hey, let me
see?
Me get in the camera too.
My assistant want to be seen. Stand over there. Stand right there. Turn around. See Smack Boy, DJ, helping his dad. We back. The dough has stiffened up. Got a nice little surface to work with. The texture of this, in case you're wondering, would be the equivalent to if you bought you a pre-made piece of dough. All right, from the store. That's the texture that you're going for when you pre-cook it. All right, it then puffed up. It's, as you can see, still nice and tender. All right, that's what you're looking for right there. And what I like to do at this point, before I put my sauce game down and all of that, I like to take a little bit of Italian seasoning. Sprinkle it down on that bad boy. We're gonna take some of our sauce that we got here on that bad boy marinara side. Yeah. You see that texture? Look at it. It's not too thick, not too thin. Okay. And we're gonna get that thing on there. Okay. And you put as much sauce as you want. Some people like a saucy pizza. I'm kind of in between with mine. You feel me? I don't need my pizza to be just oozing with sauce all over the place, because sometimes them sauces got oils in them. And too much sauce heat up, the oil start to leak out of it. You feel me? And soggy up your joint. I know. I ain't never showed y'all my process before. But here y'all go for the first time. Live, exclusive. Your boy D-Nail doing it up. Over here, guess who's cooking? Jerk pizza from scratch. We're gonna bring this bad boy jerk meat over here. Okay? DJ, stop. And what we gonna do? We're gonna start spreading that jerk meat. You hear me?
How exciting! Wonder when he'll be back.
Now this, like I say, at this stage, you meat up and cheese up however much you want on yours. Right? I'm only doing 2, so I'm gonna put as enough on them as I can. At least half of the meat on one, half of the meat on the other. And like I told you guys, we use this is jerk chicken breast and jerk chicken legs. I used what I had left from the jerk chicken tacos the other day. And if you know anything about jerk, you know that the longer it sits, the marinade just gets more flavorful, more hot. And that's what we looking like, right? Next step, we're gonna be adding our cheese. Gonna pull this first piece out the oven. Jerk pizza. You feel me? Jerk pizza, baby. Oven, we go with the second one, which is the actual super hot jerk. Okay, that's what that first one looked like. Jerk chicken pizza. I'm gonna show y'all something. Look at that crust. Okay, y'all. This is what that jerk look like coming fresh out that thing. Spicy and hot. You hear me? We're gonna go and cut this thing up and get it cracking. Oh, I'm out the door. Got a couple of deliveries to make real quick. And I'll see y'all later. What y'all know about that? I'll be back in a minute. Well, it's your boy Chef D-Nail over here signing off at Guess Who's Cooking? Jerk chicken pizza. Stay tuned. Next episode. See what we got going on.